I bow down at the lotus feet of Thakur Ma Swamiji. Our respectful pranams to the most revered President Maharaj, Vice President Maharajis, General Secretary Maharaj, all the revered monks and brahmacharis, and salutations and greetings to all the devotees sitting near and far. Swami Vivekananda, after his epoch-making first visit to the West, came back and landed at Colombo on 15 January 1897. His lectures from Colombo to Almora had a tremendous impact in recharging and reigniting the minds of youth, of a vanquished, subjugated, and sleeping nation. It is amazing how an unknown young monk became a national hero. Swamiji began his mission to awaken the sleeping nation with the clarion calls of Vedanta. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Strength is what Upanishads speak to me from every page. Be not weak. Does weakness cure weakness? Stand up and be strong. But Swamiji soon felt the need of a man-making organizations and a new monastic order to carry forward the message of Vedanta. So on this day, 127 years back, Ramakrishna Mission Association was founded. We just heard the historic proceedings. In few years after that, it has given rise to closely connected institutions, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. But today, with hindsight, we wonder, was it only the foundation of an association or a manifestation of the divine will? Let us for a moment look at the socio-religious situations prevailing in 19th century. Scores of bright students living Hinduism under the influence of Desrosiers formed Young Bengal, for whom Hinduism was synonymous with superstitions and idolatry. Among the educated Hindus, there were new reformers and intellectuals full of criticism against a caste-bound, priest-ridden Hinduism. On the other hand, there was don't-touchist with irrational orthodoxy, and the common masses were engulfed in abject poverty. The main architect of Indian educations, Lord Macaulay at that time, wrote in 1836, I quote, "If our plans of education are followed up, there will not be a single idolater, meaning Hindu, among the respected classes in 30 years hence," unquote. Ironically, in the same year, we see the birth of Avatar Varishtha Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansadev, centering whose life and teachings a vibrant Hindu renaissance would develop within a short time. In this most critical period, the Lord incarnated himself to fulfill his eternal promise. Yada yada dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sriyamaham. And where did he express himself? Not in an obscure village, but in the heart of Calcutta, by far the most advanced city in British India. And who were the persons meeting him? The top scholars of the university, doctors, philosophers, preachers, acharyas of Brahmo Samaj, mahantas of different Hindu sects, and many others high and low. The seeds of the Ramakrishna order were also shown by Thakur himself at Kasipur. First, by uniting the young disciples under one roof and choosing Narendranath as their leader, and then on Makar Sankranti Day, 12th January 1886, giving them the ochre cloths and rosaries meant for the monks. Sister Nivedita mentioned, often it appears to me that there has been with us a soul named Ramakrishna Vivekananda. Swamiji himself also explained to his disciple Sarat Chandra Chakravarti how Thakur in Samadhi has literally transmitted from his body a subtle force like an electric shock to Naren's body, making him unconscious. Gaining consciousness, he found Sri Ramakrishna shedding tears of joy and telling him affectionately, "Today, giving you my all, I have become a fakir. With this power, you are to do many works for the world's good before you will return." Swamiji further explained, "I feel that power is constantly directing me to do this or that." To his brother disciples, he wrote from America, "While I am on earth, Sri Ramakrishna is walking through me. So long as you believe in this, there is no danger of any evil for you. I am a voice without a form." In the modern spiritual history of mankind, Swamiji's appearance at the World Parliament of Religion is regarded as a turning point. But first, let us look at the absurdity of the situation. The Parliament of Religions was held in connection with the world's Columbian exhibitions in the city of Chicago from September 11 to 27, 1893, with elaborate preparations. News was heralded to all parts of the globe. Arrangement for invitations, receptions, and other formalities were all made over a long period. However, the disciples who sent Swami to Parliament were completely unaware of these details. They simply recognized the worth of the man and his ideas. So we find Swami Vivekananda sailed for the New World of America as an uninvited, unheralded, unknown monk with little monetary support, but with full confidence and unperturbed mind. How was it possible? What was his strength? Who was he? Is he the man of destiny? A prophet from the East? We got the best possible explanations from the well-researched writing of Mary Louise Bach in an article published in Prabuddha Bharat, 1979, March issue. Describing the contemporary period, she writes, "Doubt had set in, morality had lost its divine sanction, and dharma was in decline in the last decades of 19th century." And then, quoting Gita, she concludes it was the time for the Lord to manifest himself. And the Lord did so in the Western world with an appropriate flourish, setting the stage for his appearance there, or more accurately, for the appearance of his prophet, with a grand assembly of prelates from all over the world. A resonance of this vision is made clear when, before leaving for America, Swamiji told Turiyanandaji at Mount Abu, quote, "The Parliament of Religion is being organized for this," pointing out to himself. "My mind tells me so. You will see it verified at no distant date." The grand Parliament of Religion, with its lengthy and elaborate preparation, was all for a young, unknown Hindu monk. To everyone except his brother monks and disciples, the very idea would have seemed preposterous. But by the time the Parliament was over, it was clear to everyone that Swami Vivekananda, an orator by divine right, was the star of the show. And indeed, there seems to have been very little lasting good accomplished by the vast assemblage of ecclesiastical personages, except to introduce Swami to the Western world at one go. Through hindsight, it almost seems to have been planned by a master planner in response to the profound need of the age. We also know how the Harvard University professor John Henry Wright, before writing the introducing letter for Swamiji, somewhat like Swamiji's young Madras disciples, wondered, who can ask son the credential to sign. The Western Vedantist saw in him the presence of the living Christ. In San Francisco, Dr. H.M. Logan, his host, wrote, I quote, "To me, he is the Christ. Great teachers bowed reverently at his feet. The humble followed reverently to kiss the hem of his garments. No other single human being was reverenced more during his life than was Vivekananda." Josephine MacLeod, in her reminiscences, wrote, "I have fulfilled the mission I was born for." And what is that mission? Recognition of the new Buddha. So when this modern Christ or Buddha or the soul of the Master returned back and wanted to form Ramakrishna Mission Association, it was not the starting of a new society or a charitable organization. It was certainly the manifestation of the divine will. Even a few of his brother disciples had some initial doubts whether Swamiji was applying Western methods without following Thakur's teachings. To this, Swamiji replied, "Sri Ramakrishna is the embodiment of infinite spiritual ideas capable of development in infinite ways. But if this time he chooses to work through me, making me his instrument, I can only bow to his will." It was Swamiji who saw the Master not only the apostles of realizations and renunciation, but also of service to humanity in the spirit of worship. Our G.S. Maharaj has explained the entire thing in details. On 9 September 1898, Noren carried literally on his shoulders the ashes of his master to the sacred ground of Belur for the consecrations of Sri Ramakrishna Math. The ceremony over, Vivekananda felt there the vibrant presence of the great incarnation power. He became prophetic and said, "The spiritual force emanating from here will permeate the whole world, turning the current of men's activities and aspirations into new channels. From here will be disseminated ideals, harmonizing jnana, bhakti, yoga, and karma." Earlier, he had defined the motto of the Ramakrishna order, Atmana Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya. He saw prophetically this would create a new order of monks who, with all the spiritual excellences, would spontaneously serve the world, especially the Daridra Narayan, establish a harmony among religions, spiritualize civilizations, and practice and preach the new religion, Siva Jnane Jiva Shiva, service to God in man. Sister Nivedita wrote in her famous introduction to the complete works of Swamiji, I quote, "These then, the Shastras, the Guru, and the motherland, are the three notes that mingle themselves to form the music of the works of Vivekananda. We find the expressions of all these three here in the functioning of these divine institutions, Ramakrishna Math and Mission." Thank you. But on this auspicious occasion, I take the opportunity to pay our respectful obeisance on behalf of all the householder devotees to the most revered President Maharaj, Swami Gautamanandaji. And we have got, for the last 2 decades, his discussions, advice, and blessings are the most sacred possessions of us. We cherish for that. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji Maharaj.